Have you seen how Jake continues to ignore his hairline even though it's receding so badly to the point where his follicles can't regrow? One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make when they notice their hairline's receding or they're showing signs of balding is completely ignore it and try to cover it up with bangs. Now that temporarily might give you some comfort because it's covering your hairline, but it's not the solution. That's why I tell my patients that it's very important to address your hair loss as soon as possible, because if we look at the Norwood scale and you're about at a 3 or 4, chances are your follicles can still regrow, but unfortunately if you're at a 5 or 6, most likely you're going to have to get a hair transplant. Now Jake's already mentioned multiple times on his podcast that he's going to get a hair transplant in Turkey and it's going to be a one and done thing and there's going to be no complications. And that's where he's wrong. Unfortunately, the majority of people are being led to believe that hair transplants are 100% success rates on the first times, but the problem is that if you're balding and you get your hair transplant too early, all the hairs on the back here are still going to fall out and you're going to have to come back a second or third time. About 80% of my clients that come to me that want to get a hair transplant, I actually refuse because their hairline hasn't gone far back enough yet, and hair transplants shouldn't be off the table completely, but it should be left as the very last option because there's so much you can still do. I started suggesting to a lot of my patients who only deal with thinning hair to use something like Spectral DNC, which has 5% minoxidil in it. The main goal we want with this is for our dermal papilla to work really hard with our follicles and the surrounding areas that are showing signs of thinning so our hair lasts long. It's a simple topical spray that you use around your corners or your crown area 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night. Then you rub it into the areas and let it do the work. Minoxidil could work, but there's a lot of effects on the side that is very uncomfortable to deal with, which is the main reason why I tell my clients to swap over to non-oxidil. Results are going to vary from person to person, but it depends how consistent you are with this to actually see some progress. If you're noticing any signs of hair thinning and you're losing a lot of hair in the shower, I'm telling you, try out the spray. I'll leave links so you can get one too.